Welcome into the Fun Astrology Podcast for Monday, November 13th. Let's start a new week, huh? What do you say? We've got a new moon today. You know that? Well, in fact, we're having it as this is being released. Eastern Time, 4:27 a.m., a Scorpio new moon. I saw in the, periodically I check in on the Astrology King, Jamie Partridge. He was saying this is all kinds of tension, this new moon. Yeah, I think we're reading off the same chart. I mean, how can you have the sun and the moon together next to Mars in Scorpio across from Uranus? How can you have that and not have tension? And speaking of that opposition to Uranus, that also is officially today at 12:20 Eastern Time. The sun opposes Uranus today. Mars opposed it on Saturday at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Anything weird happen to you Saturday afternoon? Or just unusual? I mean, not good or bad, just unusual, something strange. Something jump off the page, pop out of nowhere. I've been listening to a Noel Till webinar series, and he says his definition of Uranus is bzzzt. You go, bzzzt, Saturday afternoon? Did you have a bzzzt? Well, if you did, that's what that was. You might have another bzzzt in the day today. And that's why I guess, setting up this new moon by cookbook, textbook kind of thing would be, you've got this heavy energy in Scorpio that we've all been feeling. We've talked about this a lot, and I don't want to dwell on the shadow because you can get too focused on something. We have to acknowledge it, but we don't want to dwell on it. However, I've got something really cool for you related to the moon. And this is going to be a video that I'm going to point you to because I released it this morning right on said new moon, 4:27 a.m. It's on YouTube, TikTok. It will be on Instagram when I get up. It's on our funastrology.com website, and I think Kristen is going to be putting it in the Discord group as well. So all of that will be available, this video that she and I did, and talking about this concept that I ran across from Steve Forrest narrating through the Book of the Moon. And he talks about how to use the void of course moon, but not only that, how to use the aspects the moon makes as it's transiting through a sign, the most important of which is the last aspect before it goes void of course. So today is a perfect example. We have the new moon at 4:27 this morning, Eastern. Then at 6:03, the moon makes its last aspect before it goes void of course, which means that there are no other aspects before it moves into the next sign, which will be Sagittarius, because it's in Scorpio all day. So what you have is a sextile aspect is the last aspect before it changes signs. So theoretically, that's an easy aspect. However, it's a sextile to Pluto. So this is where you have to take that in context. If you were going to initiate an action before the moon goes void of course, in other words, you want to take some action that you want a positive result. You want a good outcome from what it is you're getting ready to do. Well, will Pluto complement that? And what I've noticed in observing this is that the planet can supersede or in a degree, override the aspect. So you might have a soft aspect with a more quote-unquote negative planet, and that sextile will not hold up as being positive, if that makes sense. So before the void of course happens, if you want to initiate an action, look at the last aspect that happens before that moon goes void of course and decide, is that an aspect that would complement what I'm trying to achieve? Let's just take an example for what's going on right now. So you have the new moon in Scorpio. The sun and the moon are in Scorpio, and then the moon is getting ready to leave Scorpio, and it makes this positive aspect to Pluto. Well, what if you were applying for a grant? Then you had to do a bunch of research ahead of the grant. That's a very scorpionic thing on a positive side, and you wanted to get this money so you could further your research project. Would you submit the grant before the void of course this afternoon? To me, that would be perfect. But let's say there was some action that you didn't want anything to happen after you took the action. Classic example is paying your taxes. If you write your tax check out and you sign your tax form and you drop it in the mail, and you don't want to hear back from the recipient, the IRS, or wherever you pay your taxes, if you don't want to hear back from them, sending it during the void of course would be a really good idea, because that's obviously the nature of it. Nothing happens during that time. Well, today's void of course only lasts 3 hours and 20 minutes, and it will be over at 9:22 tonight, give or take a couple of minutes depending on where you are, and then the moon enters Sagittarius. So we're going to be playing with this a lot. It's a wonderful, amazing technique, and we're going to include it into these daily episodes so you'll know where the moon is. We're going to be talking about it a lot. So I hope that helps. It's going to be a lot of fun. Check out the video. It's the lunar video. I'm not sure what exactly we're going to title it just quite yet. I'm recording this a little bit before it's released, but check out YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, the webpage, and Discord, and you'll find it. It's Kristen and me talking about this for just about 5 minutes. Have a great day. Love ya. We'll see you back tomorrow. No exact aspects, but we'll set up the rest of the week, which is a big one because we have the Sun-Mars conjunction on Saturday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.